All right, Inspire Beauty, we are back. It's been like a week and some change since Summit, but I feel like it's been a long time since the Zoom because we didn't have a Zoom last week. So we're back. We are back with Zooms. I wanted to give you guys a chance to kind of soak in Summit, get home, get some rest, myself included. I think rest in this business is really underrated. And I take very seriously the idea of rest. Because I know that this business is a marathon and it's not a sprint. And the most exciting part about coming back from Summit is there's an energy, especially for the people who attend. There's an energy, an electricity. There's hope where maybe there wasn't hope before. There's exciting ideas to implement. There's people who you saw that you're like, that is what I want to attain next. And it's so exciting. But if we get home and we just sprint right into it and we don't allow ourselves rest, I know what happens. I've watched it happen time and time again. This is my 6th summit coming back from, and I've witnessed, you guys, summits past where we come back from summit on fire only to stall out about a month later. And I don't want that to happen to us. And unfortunately, inevitably, it's going to happen to some of the people on our team, some of the people that were at Summit. But my heart is that maybe it doesn't happen to as many of us because maybe we see that this is more about the journey and less about a destination, right? And so I'm super excited, you guys, to share through everyone's takeaways and ahas. I'm going to share the screen real quick just so that I can do a couple announcements, share a couple of things with you guys, get us all back in the loop and on the same page with stuff. And then after that, I'm going to let you guys take it over and teach us your biggest takeaways. We were all in different tracks at Summit, so that's really cool because what you heard in yours, I might not have heard in mine, vice versa. And also if you were in separate tracks, just maybe the energy in that room was different. And so you might have heard something that another coach sat through the same thing but didn't get the takeaway in the same manner. So I'm excited for everybody to share at least one little thing for us today that you're most excited about and that you're ready to take action on. And then I'll wrap up at the very end with what I loved and then just maybe a little bit of a motivational push for us. So SC, you guys, we've got 8 lives changed so far. There's still plenty of time left in the month, but I want to see more names on this board. Like, I'm going to be flat out honest. Come on. Like, my name, I want people right there alongside of my name. And to be truthful, like, those points for me happened this week. So like using the energy and harnessing, leveraging the push for Morning Meltdown, you guys, we got to get on that, right? Making sure you're reaching out to all past customers. A lot of my Success Club points came from past customers who wanted to upgrade to Morning Meltdown 100, and we got them going with a completion pack, right? So make sure that you're not only looking for brand new people, but also taking along with you your coaches and your customers on this journey as well. And so make sure by next week is our last Monday of the week, you can jot down, we do have a normal hustle hour this Wednesday that I'm hosting, but next Wednesday, the 31st, which is the last day of the month, I'm hosting a push Zoom for inviting. Like, it's just going to be an accountability inviting push on the last day of the month to finish the month strong, but also to get some momentum going. So I don't have that on here, but you guys can jot that down. July 31st, that's going to be happening. 4 p.m. will probably be Pacific time will be the time for that, 7 p.m. Eastern. But guys, we've got basically a week and 2 days left to hit Success Club. Yeah. And so getting ourselves on the board for that. Coach Summit next year's New Orleans. Okay. The ticket price is now up to $150, but you guys, I had somebody reach out to me and they're like, I want to go to Summit, but I can't afford the $125 right now. So I'm going to have to do the $150. And I said, here's the deal. If you save $10 a week, you'll be able to pay for Summit by Halloween. And so if you're sitting here right now and money is a thing for you of why you can't attend Summit, that's 2 coffees every week that you don't go get, right? That's 2 coffees that you don't get. That's canceling your Netflix subscription for the month, right? Like, those are easy things that I've sacrificed in my business to get to places like that because I know how powerful it is. But I want you guys in those pictures. I want that picture filled up with so many more people. So getting ourselves to New Orleans, and also you guys telling your coaches about it, right? Not just you going, but now who do I want to take with me, okay? So make sure that your downline knows about Coach Summit and why they should be there next year. A couple training opportunities that are coming up, you guys, to take note of. Thursday one-on-ones, I'm going to be opening up Thursdays for one-on-one slots. Now, when I say Thursday one-on-ones, that doesn't necessarily mean that everybody gets a one-on-one. Because here's the deal. I believe one-on-ones are a very sacred time to move business forward. So Thursday one-on-ones, you might not have seen it in the team page. That's because I've shared about it in our Rising Stars page. First of all, a one-on-one, in order to get one-on-one time with me to talk through and navigate your business, you need to be an Emerald coach. In order to be in the Rising Stars page, you have to be an Emerald coach. Emerald's not hard, you guys. You and someone else. You and 2 other people. So somebody else that's loving the product and your husband, right? Or your mom or your best friend, right? Like Emerald's so not hard. And so if you're serious about your business and you want a one-on-one, I want to know you're serious about it. And so number 1, you have to be Emerald. Number 2, once you say, Brittany, I want a one-on-one, I'm going to send you a inventory that I'm going to show here in a second. And the inventory is really important because it's a checklist, not just for me before I get on a one-on-one with you to see what areas of your business you're very serious in and where maybe we could start to grow together. But I think it's also a visual for yourself to see where am I falling short on some of the things that I should be doing if I am serious about growing a business. I'm going to show that to you here in a second. But Thursday one-on-ones, get excited about them. They're an exciting time for us to get to have 15, 20 minutes together to just navigate one small thing for your business for the week, to like just small tweaks and adjustments so that every week, bit by bit, it gets better and better. But again, entry fee into Thursday one-on-ones, number 1, you need to be Emerald, so get to Emerald. And number 2, I'll send you that, that inventory. And then after taking the inventory, we can decide, is a one-on-one the best strategy at this moment? Or are there places in your business you should maybe focus your energy on before we get on a phone call? And then once you do that, then let's talk, right? I'll show that in a second though. New Coach University, if you've got new coaches in the business or you're adding and enrolling new coaches between now and August 5th, and you want to leverage the fact that they've got training and mentorship happening, that's going to be happening August 5th through September 1st for the month. So New Coach University will also have a new coach message pod that we put all our new coaches in that are embarking on this journey with us. And I'm probably going to switch it up and not have it on that Facebook group because I feel like people are getting lost in that group when that happens. And so New Coach University will be in a separate place. Diamond internship is also coming up in August. I will be opening up another diamond internship. You must be Emerald to apply. So if you're not Emerald and you're like, Brittany, Diamond is on my list, but I'm not Emerald yet, or I've lost my Emerald rank, get it back. You've got plenty of time, or get there. You've got plenty of time. And then Push to Elite is going to be happening ongoing, but you're going to see me reaching out and asking who's running with me, who's coming with me. And coming with me doesn't necessarily mean you go Diamond. That Diamond helps hitting Elite. If you were at Summit and you got to sit at the table with us as I discussed, going Diamond absolutely does help. But everybody and where you're positioned on the team and how long you've been on a team, you all kind of help Elite in a different way. And it's all very much catered to who you are and where you've been on, how long you've been on the team and all those good things, right? So it's important that I don't just put a blanket statement like, if you hit Diamond, you help us hit Elite. Because that's not necessarily true. But if you are interested in how you can help contribute to our team hitting Elite, I will be going through that, talking about that on the team page. And as you shoot your hands up, I'll be able to navigate like, okay, this is how you specifically can help us hit Elite this year. And so if you're in, this is what I expect of you. This is what I want from you. Are you in? Can you do that kind of thing, right? And so some of that might be rank. Some of that might be Success Club. Some of that might be just volume in general. So each person, though, like I said, is kind of different in the mix. This was posted on the team page. I also shared it with our Rising Stars, you guys, but this is our future release timeline. Make sure you're saving that on the team page and making sure that this is something you're plugging into your calendar so you know when these things are happening, because I like to look out about 2 weeks in advance. So for example, I'm not going to wait till September 3rd to talk about Pumpkin Spice Shakeology. I will talk about it towards the end of August before it launches. The first release will sell out of both pumpkin spice and peppermint mocha. Your challengers, your new people might not actually ever get a chance to try peppermint mocha because the coach inventory might take it all. That's what happened last year with pumpkin spice. So if both of those are important to you to get in your hands, you got to be on it on those dates as well, because they do sell out and they sell out fast. The pumpkin spice, though, this year will have a second release, and that's helpful because that will allow it to get into more hands this year. Okay, but the peppermint mocha will only have one release, so be aware of that. And then the cool thing is, though, I was looking at all this future stuff and I was like, you know what, though? I want to talk about like what's happened now. And if you were at Summit, like you saw all this stuff, but like you guys, there's some really incredible things happening right now in front of us. Morning Meltdown 100. we started prep week today. So excited for this group. There's a group of 12 of us stepping up in leadership to help post and keep each other accountable. And you know, the one thing that I heard in that group over and over and over again when I was reading through like the little questionnaire that I gave everybody for prep week day one, it was, how can we help, you know, how can we help keep you accountable, and what would be the best way to help ensure that you have success in this group? And the number one answer that kept coming up over and over was, be present in this group. And I'm sure some of you even typed that like the more that other people post, the more that they want to be a part of the group. But I can't control what anyone else does, you guys. I can't control what someone decides to post on our challenge tracker app. I can't decide if they want to press play for 10 days and then they stop for the next 90. I can't control if somebody's going to show up day 1 through 20 and then come back 80 through 100. I can't control any of that. I can't control if somebody's going to comment on my post. I can't control that. But you know what I can do? I can control my behaviors. And so in order to allow other people to be successful, when I know that other people are counting on me to show up, that means that I'm going to be there commenting on people's stuff. I'm going to be, you know, telling people, I'm so glad you're here. I'm going to be reminding people of why they joined this. I'm going to be the coach that they want me to be, but I can only control myself. So if no one else shows up, and I'm going to say this right now because I think a lot of you guys need to hear this. If no one else shows up to that group, let's say on day 76, I am the only person still posting my workout and still trying to comment on other people's stuff, but it's dwindled down and it's thinner and thinner, and maybe people aren't engaging with mine, maybe nobody's showing me love on mine, that doesn't mean on day 77 I stop showing up. I will show up all the way till day 100. You will watch me do that. And so my challenge for you is, will you? Because a lot of us posted that we need that accountability. We need the people to show up, but you have to be what other people need. You can't rely on somebody else to be your hero and to save the day for you. And so Morning Meltdown, it's launched. We've got prep week going. I'm so excited to dive in next Monday, like super pumped. Just all the things, right? In fact, one of my challengers, one of our coaches who is actually stepping up to help co-lead this group, Katie, she sent me stickers, and I'm so excited to use these new stickers to like check off every day. I'm just super pumped, like all the things. That being said though, guys, you all have promo codes. If you were active as of last week, you have promo codes in your hand, 3 of them. If you have one business center, you have 3. If you have a controlled business center, meaning like I signed up Charlie as a controlled business center, so I had him email me his 3 codes. So if your parent is one of your coaches or a sibling or whatever, say, hey, can I get that email that Beachbody sent you with the promo codes? Absolutely. And then use those to be able to send out. So everyone has a minimum of 3 if you were active. What that gives is $10 off. Now, I ran into this situation. It has to be $140 or more. So if they're doing the completion pack for Morning Meltdown, that's only 130 right now. I want to say 130. That won't count for that. Okay, so if it's a completion pack, the promo code won't work because it's not an expensive enough challenge pack. It has to be 140 or higher. But you can give people $10 off. Now, I am not, hear my words, y'all. I'm not putting that on social media. I have 10 promo codes as like a post. Hey guys, can you check that you're all muted for me real quick? Because I'm getting somebody else's like feedback coming in. You can just look at the bottom and you'll see if the microphone is not with the slash through it, you're not muted. Cool, I think that worked. Okay, one thing, best practice, you guys, do not take the promo code and slap the image of Beachbody's promo code or whatever on your social media and tell people that you have a discount for them. Tell me how that's working for you. Like, I always want to ask, like, tell me how that's working for you, because I don't think it is. And the reason why I don't think it is that's not a best practice that I would ever teach. I would never teach you to put a promo code thing, like slap a salesy thing on your social media and cross your fingers that somebody's going to say, oh my gosh, $10 off? Absolutely. What do I need to do? That's literally never worked for me. You know what works is sharing your story, talking about why you want to do these 100 days. What does this mean to you? Like, dig past Beachbody, you guys, and start really uncovering what about this program is allowing you to say, you know what, I'm worth it. I'm going to commit. With this many days left in the year, this is why I'm choosing this. And talk about that. And then this is where the promo code comes in for me. Once somebody's like, yeah, I'm in, I'm ready to go, Brittany, I say, you know what? I'm so excited. Guess what? I actually have a little gift for you. That's when I bring the promo code in. They don't know about the promo code until I get to the very end. I might have sprinkled it in my story here and there just so that people's like, you know, anyone who's been watching me for a while on my story, you guys, not my feed, my story, I'll sprinkle that in every once in a while. But that's not, I'm not leveraging Success Club points and a sale off the fact that I have a promo code. The promo code is something I offer at the end for someone who's really serious, and that's my thank you to them. Yeah, so you all have at least 3, and I'm offering on the team page, I don't know if you saw, but I'm offering a clear your code challenge. I want you to clear your codes. I don't want you to have 3 anymore. I want you to get rid of all of them. And so as you clear a code, as you give a code off to somebody and they use it and they buy the challenge pack, comment under that post. And when you have 3 comments under that post, you've given all 3 of your codes out. I don't care if you have more based off of other business centers. I'm just asking for 3, okay? Once you clear your 3 codes, I'm going to gift you with a headband this month, okay? A cute little headband. That'll be my gift to you. But it's a little challenge. I want you to use those codes. Use them. Beachbody gave them to you. Start using them, right? But leverage them, like I said, in a really smart way, not in a salesy way that's just going to push people away from your page, right? Okay, collagen, I'm loving it. I put it in my Energize every morning. It can be put in hot. It can be put in cold. Keep in mind, collagen is not advertised for joint health, but just simply hair, skin, nails. I freaking love collagen. I love that I can now add it. And I love that it's a Beachbody product that I can also serve and give out to other people. So if you haven't tried it, snag it. Do your own little review on it, right? See how your hair, skin, and nails feel after using it for a month straight. Apparel line, this is awesome. I know some of you guys really love the idea of apparel and being able to there's other companies that sell leggings and sports bras and apparel. Now we do, right? Now we do, and it's really chic. It looks good. It's not like you're not looking at like Beachbody branded stuff as much. It's just really great. So make sure that you're leveraging that. And if somebody I love your sports bra, or I love your leggings, oh my gosh, here's the link. Send them directly to your page. They can buy them from you and you get commission and volume, right? So now it's awesome. When somebody says, Brittany, I love your leggings. Where are they from? Actually, they're right here. Let me send you a link. And I send them right to my page, right? In a private conversation though, guys. I hope you're hearing that. And last thing is the open house. This super weekend is an open house. If you haven't listened to the National Wake Up Call yet and you don't know what I'm talking about, listen to that first and you'll understand that this is all about inviting to the Beachbody opportunity, the coaching opportunity, different than maybe our past super weekends. So make sure you're looking on your back office to see where there's one near you. And then if there's a friend you have in your area, you just simply say, hey, come to this thing with me this Saturday. I think you'd love the vibe of this community. It's changed my life and I want you to be a part of it, right? Super easy. Okay. All right. Enough of that. Last thing I want to show you, and then we're going to hear from you guys, is this. I want to show you the really quick inventory, and you guys can you see the inventory? Is it? Yeah. Okay, cool. So this is what I told you guys I would send for one-on-ones, but if you're not even if you're not taking a one-on-one, this is also a really great gut check for yourself. So I want you to give yourself like a score right now. Okay. So I'm going to go through the questions and it's like either a yes or a no. You don't need to type this anywhere or write this anywhere. I just want you to mentally yes or no, or put a tally down on your paper. So number 1, are you currently being proof the products work? Yes or no? Just give yourself some tallies under yes or no. Number 2, is your coach account active? Are you an active coach? If you're a coach, you should have at least 50 volume points. If you're diamond or higher, you should have at least 100 volume points to be active. 3, are you currently on auto ship for a product, meaning Shakeology, Home Direct, cycles every month, or Performance Line, or Beach Bars also cycle every month. So does Daily Sunshine. Have you completed a program from start to finish and documented that journey on social media this year? So a full program from start to finish and also have documented it. Do you listen to the National Wake Up Call each week and share your takeaways on the team page? Two parts to that. Do you get on team calls each week? Oh, bonus. Y'all get this one. Are you registered for Summit 2020? Are you planning to attend the next super weekend? Can you verbalize your why? If somebody asks, why are you a coach? Can you tell them without stumbling over your words? Are you showing up on social media daily? And that doesn't mean scrolling. That means offering value, right? Are you posting with purpose and strategy when you show up? Did you add 2 coaches to your team last month? Did you hit Success Club last month? Do you have a current personal development book or podcast that you're using? Did you successfully implement a tool, a tip, a strategy from a recent training? And the last question on this little inventory is, are you actively engaged, leading, and sharing best practices on our team page? And if you are on the Business Builder page, there as well. And then just give yourself a little check. if you are a 1 through, we've got what, 16 of these on here? Yeah, 16. If you're 1 through 5, I would say right now, there's some big gaps happening. There might be a disconnect between what you're saying you want and what you're doing, right? If it's a 1 through a 5. Your actions aren't lining up with your desire, if that makes sense. If you scored anywhere from like 6 to 10, 6 to 11, I would say you're on the right track. But I would look at the ones that are no's and start to dig into those. So for example, if maybe one of them that you checked no to was the actively engaging and leading and sharing best practices on our team page, my question for you is, why aren't you? It's all made up. I get asked this question a lot. I've been asked recently, like, Brittany, how do you make up a team name? How do you make a team? And I'm like, it's made up, y'all. Like, I liked Inspire Beauty. It was laid on my heart, and that's what I called us, and that's what we became, and I just kept adding people into the group. Like, that's just what happens, right? And no one told me how to actively, like, no one told me what to say to the team today. No one told me what to say to the Business Builder page today. I just take my best practices. I think about what could other people benefit from, and I share it, right? Like Kayla the other day shared about her Super Saturday event that's happening near her. I love it. Share it. That's awesome. Do that stuff, right? Like, you don't need permission to start leading, because if you can't lead now when you don't really have a team, how the heck are you ever going to lead when you do have one? You know what I'm saying? And so if you scored a 6 to a 10, a 6 to an 11, and what I want you to do is I really want you to look at those places that are no's and really dig into how can you get more consistent in that behavior? How can you stretch yourself to get out? Because it really becomes a comfort zone thing, right? There must be some things in this business that you've become very comfortable with. Like maybe you're always on a team call, or you're really good at posting on social media daily, but the purpose and the strategy is not there. So it's like, what got you here to this day, you guys, what you can like check off the boxes yes at, like celebrate that. What got you to those yeses, that's awesome. But that's not what's going to get you to the next level. It's those categories, those areas that are a no, that we need to convert over to yeses that are going to take your business to the next level. And you guys, I'll be transparent. I didn't score a 16 out of 16 yes. I didn't. Not at all. And if you're a 12 to a 16, I would say you've got a good groove going, and to really dig into maybe what happened. Like, that's where we become reflective, right? For example, one of my no's was I didn't add 2 people to the team last month. I didn't. But I've also had months this year where I added 8 people to the team. So it balances, right? And so when I look at last month wasn't my best month, just wasn't. And I can be reflective. So I think if you're in a 12 to a 16 zone, start reflecting on where you were weak and how can you level up in those areas this month and moving forward, so that doesn't become a pattern, right? So anyway, that's just a little thing. Like I said, if you want a one-on-one with me, I want to have one-on-ones with you guys. I want to be able to pour into your business. I want to be able to help, like, laser focus mentor you. But I think this inventory is a really great way for me to target where are we like missing the mark on some things, yeah? And not as like a shameful thing, but just as like, how can I navigate you to make that no a yes, okay? So that'll be coming in your inboxes if you do sign up for one-on-ones here in the future. And that's it from me for right now. I'm gonna come back and round us out here at the end, but let's hear from you guys. Post-summit, talk to me. Who wants to go first and just share some of their experience, what inspired them, and what they're doing with that?
I can go first. So what I guess I liked from the whole weekend was they were always being able to explain their why. And one thing that one of my speakers said was like, make sure you ask your customers why. Why are they going to stick with this? Because if not, those are the customers that exit the challenge group after 3 days, or they just quit so easily and they fall off the board. Which, I mean, I give them the survey, but I need them to dig deeper into their why. So even with me, even in my stories, I need to tell them my why as well more. And that's what kind of clicked my mind, even when you just put up your checklist too. It's like, I need to remember my why and explain that more to other people. So they can relate more, or I can relate to them and what they're going through.
I love that. Success leaves clues, you guys, right? So like every time I see, I posted about this, and there's not a single successful coach I know of that doesn't attend Summit. And like, for example, my best friend Julianne, she's highly successful in this business, couldn't attend Summit because of how pregnant she is right now, right? She couldn't get on a plane, but she was still like at Summit. She watched every session that she could get her hands on. She was very much like, she had people FaceTiming so that she could be a part of the trainings. Like, she was there. And so she was hungry to be there. And it's a hunger thing. And I love that. That's, you know, coaches that stick to this, challengers that stick to it, they're able to convey why. Right. And so if you're sitting here right now and like Amanda, like you're like, oh, you know, I haven't been sharing that enough. Or maybe you're sitting here and you're like, I don't even know it. Dig into that. Like that, this is when I say like why we need to slow down a bit and rest a little. Sometimes through that, we can start to process also why we're here. Right. Love it. Let's keep going. I'm not going to cut in between everybody. So I'm done cutting people off. After the next person's done, just whoever next wants to unmute themselves can go for it.
All right, I'll go next. So I'm actually going to kind of tag on to what Amanda said. In one of our sessions, it was all about like storytelling and on social media. And it was, we're really good at posting our what, but we're not good at posting like why we're doing it. So yeah, and I like do this all the time. I'm like, yeah, I did a workout, but why are we doing this? And why are we sharing that with people? So digging more into that why. Also, it's presenting ourselves then as a mentor and not a hero. Like, woohoo, yeah, good for you. You did another workout again today. Like, so digging into that why is going to make us also come off as more of a mentor. And it's not just for our followers, but it's also for the people that are on our team. So if your coaches below you are on the team and your challengers are following you on Insta or Facebook, whatever, they're also going to see this and see it as more of a mentoring instead of, you know, as like a hero type thing. So I thought that that was really cool. The other thing that I thought was really awesome with it was that not only sharing like where we came from, where we started from in our journey, but where we are now and where we want to go. So I think we focus a lot on, you know, this was my past and sometimes woe is me, but we also need to look forward as to where we see this taking us. So taking those tough times and like spinning it to win it. So, because you don't want to attract the people that are going to bring you down, right? If you're posting like a down type thing, you want to spin it to win it so that you get people motivated. So those were pretty much. And I think that one awesome thing that was like really cool while we were at the house was just talking to everybody and getting other ideas. Like Amanda gave us some great ideas for our challenge group that Ashley and I have already implemented. So I think it was just like awesome to like talk through things with each other, like in person finally. And that was really helpful. So.
I'm just gonna jump in because I know like this is also kind of playing off what Amanda said and Kristen with social media. Like something that I really took away was when they were talking about like making your own brand. Really made me think like, what am I like showing in my pictures and such on Instagram, and like doesn't match like my top 5 things that I listed on there. And so like that was kind of a gut check for me because like I have stuff listed on there, but I never show pictures of it. Like I'm a nurse. I think I've only maybe had like 2 posts ever about me being a nurse, and just like certain things that I have listed on, you know, on my top 5 that maybe have changed. And so I thought it was interesting like how they presented, especially in our workshops, how they presented coming about their brands. And it's not about like inventing one, it's just showing who you are, and that like becomes your brand. Like you don't have to invent something, you just need to show who you are, and then that's like, you know, that's just being your genuine self, and people either like it or they won't. And if they like it, they'll follow you. If they don't, they'll move on. But I thought that was interesting, and that helped me. So.
I'm going to go next. I liked what Ashley said as well, making your own brand. That really stuck with me too, because I don't really have, I never thought I had a brand, and I'm trying to build up my social media because the more like I look at, the more I see like all I really post is my workout and like things about Beachbody, and I don't post enough about life. So I think that's one big thing. Also, something that really hit me, which I've heard like a million times, but Rachel Hollis, when she said like she only had the internet, like everything you can find is on the internet. And I've been looking up more things like how to get more followers and stuff like that. So that's my key takeaways.
So one thing that I got that kind of clicked with me is when they were talking about be the coach that you want to work with. You don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. So that, just kind of hit home with me because, my first coach seemed a little timid, and that's when I ran into Brittany. I was thinking, if I'm going to be a coach, I'm going to need a coach that's going to really help get me through this and show me the ropes. So, and I feel like I haven't quite grasped that yet. I'm still a little like, I hold back a lot. So I think I need to kind of learn how to be a little bit more, I don't know, extroverted, I guess. But yeah, that was like a big gut check for me. So.
Can you guys hear me? Okay. So I guess like my biggest thing, like this was my third summit and would have been my fourth had I gone to New Orleans the first time, but I'm gonna fix that next year. So I guess like I just had the biggest like aha moment. In one session really spoke to me where we had to identify our self-limiting beliefs and how to overcome them. Basically, they explained that self-limiting beliefs are the lies that we tell ourselves. They kind of gave some examples. I'm not qualified to be a coach because, one would be too shy or introverted, too old, too young, not fit enough. My life is too boring to share. You're not tech savvy enough. You're not worthy of success. Another thing, I would be more successful if I had more followers, if I had more experience, more money or time, were already at my goal weight, had come into this business much earlier, lived in a warmer weather, didn't have to work 9-to-5 job. And then they kind of explained, to overcome your self-limiting belief, you have to clearly identify them. So one is, one of mine was like the example right on the board, which is totally unreal to me, but I'm afraid that, one of the things is I'm going to fail again and not complete a workout program. Then, I'm not qualified to be a coach because I'm overweight. I'd probably be more successful if I lost the weight. And so then they kind of go into, well, why do you feel this way? Identify why you feel this way. It's because I've been told that I've failed before. What's different about now? And, then they go into, basically you have to then turn your mess into a message, shift your mindset, rewrite your beliefs, and then repeat and retrain your brain. So I'm going to lose this weight and be a light for others. And they kind of went into the next steps would be like find like-minded people, stay on top of your personal development, get comfortable being uncomfortable. I took my before pictures for the first time in forever. That was so, and normally I would do it where it would just be me, taking a selfie, trying to fit the camera up on a chair with books and get the right height. I had my husband do it. That is the most scary experience ever. So that was a major out of my comfort zone thing. And there, you know, I've got the support of him where he knows that I want to lose all of this weight and better myself. We want to, you know, we go on vacation next week. We're planning our meals out and figuring out how we can get that. So basically I'm learning to, you know, become more comfortable with putting myself in the uncomfortable situations. Setting yourself up to win every day. Waking up early, making sure you get that PD time, make sure you get your workout in, help out your team. I am going to be one of the people that's going to be posting for 10 days. So, you know, Brittany knows that's a big thing for me. So the other thing is cultivate consistency. It's the same thing we hear like over and over and over again. You have to be consistent in this business. The other thing, dress for the part. I can't even read my showing up and, you know, are you showing up and acting like a coach? Shift to an equality mentality. Everyone deserves to be here. No one is more special than the other person. And the biggest thing was looking at everybody walking across the stage, looking at like the winner of the challenge. You know, if she can do it, if he can do it, I can do it too. So that's all I got.
Does anyone else want to go? I know like Raquel can't go. She wasn't at
I
Summit.
can go.
Okay.
Oh,
cool.
can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Had a lot of takeaways. I think one of the biggest for me is set deadlines to evolve. It was Jade Maverick who said that, but just like setting a specific deadline of like by October 1st, like I'm going to achieve this. I think just this year, oh gosh, my Mac is on 5%. But just this year, like time has gotten away from me and I'm like, how on earth is it already July? And so like I need to be more aware of each week and what I'm accomplishing each week so that I am being successful and I don't look back and I'm just like, oh crap, like 3 months have passed by and I have not reached any goals that I've set for myself. So that's definitely just something I want to put into practice and make sure that I'm more present and yeah, just not letting things slip by.
I love it. I love that. Allison, do you want to share anything?
I'm not really having the best day. I'd really rather not talk, but I said I'd be here, so I wanted to be on. But the one, I was reading along with what Kayla was talking about because I was sitting right next to her. And I think that was the one that I got the most out of as well. So, but.
Love you, girl. There's power in you being here right now. Seriously. You guys, so many incredible takeaways that I just jotted down. That's the blessing and the curse of these breakouts is that there's I'm like, I need to hear that. But I need to hear whoever said that. But the cool thing is all this stuff ends up becoming available in the back office. And so as that becomes available and we want to re-listen to things, if you see a video, share it, right? Like if you happen to see like Kayla, the self-limiting belief training, if you happen to get on YouTube and you see it and you know how it spoke to you, go share the YouTube link on the team page, things like that. I think it is, I think especially Elizabeth, what you said about the deadlines to evolve and how the year gets away from us. And so often our challengers, our other coaches, as easily as we're caught up in that, so are they, right? And imagine that if like us, who we have the tools in front of us, we're on a call like this, taking the time to be on a call like this, pouring ourselves, investing in our business to get to Summit and growing and all that, and being a part of the community. Imagine the people that aren't doing those things, how much more they're probably struggling, right? Because we're like, they might look to us and be like, oh, they've got it figured out. Whether the they is other coaches on our team or our customers or our followers. But the reality is we're all like navigating it in our own time, space, and journey. And so if it's crazy because you can be like, oh my gosh, how did this get away? And it just comes back down to those bite-sized chunks, right? And the post-summit plan, you guys, I've written mine out. I told you guys to do that after summit, but going back through your notes and making a game plan. And I wrote down only 18 things. I mean, really, from a whole weekend event, 18 things isn't that much. I could have probably written down a whole lot more, but I was very protective of like the most important things. And there were 18 things. And of those 18, I've checked off 3, and I feel good about that. And like I have a map for when the other things will be checked off so that they don't get away from me, right? I think we have at Summit, and I'll just wrap up with all this. So at Summit, we have these light bulb moments where it's like, all of a sudden we see the inspiration, we see what's possible, we see the why not me's, and we get preached at by Rachel Hollis, and you have this like incredible feeling when you get off of an event like that. But it comes back down to where you're going and why you're going there, right? Just like Amanda said, the coaches that stick, the challengers that stick, it's all about the people with their why. And so taking time to work on your craft with your storytelling or your branding or just the voice and presence you have on social media and how and who you're attracting, that's so important. And that only comes through repetition. That only comes through practice, right? And so coming off of an event on a high, but it turns into an identity. And I don't mean identity like you have to be this coach, like you have to be like everyone else or whatever. Like I don't mean that. You don't have to be a walking billboard for Beachbody. That's not what I mean. But it becomes an identity. And as I was reading in my Habit, in the Atomic Habits book, he talks about habits and that when we become a person who works out every day, we work out every day. But if you tell yourself those self-limiting beliefs, right? If you tell yourself, oh, I'm not a person that, I don't like salad. I never eat well. Like I'm just so bad at eating well. And we tell ourselves that, and we don't actually become the person who does eat well, or become the person who takes the before picture, or become the person who finishes the workout program. You have to become that person. And the same thing is true of coaching. It has to become a way of life. The reason I'm where I am in my business, and the reason that I'm stuck in my business in the way that I am, I don't mean stuck like not moving. I mean stuck like I'm not going anywhere, right? Like I'm here to stay. The reason is because this has become a part of my life. It is a daily part of my life. It would feel really weird if for a day I just pushed Beachbody away, because it's in my life. And even if I push, even if I take a social media break, or we take a break from a team Zoom, or I don't show up to the team page that day, I still might drink my Energize or do my personal development. Like there's parts of this business and Beachbody that are within my day no matter what, because it's become a part of my life. And so as the fall comes, the crazy thing about Summit is when the fall comes, you guys, what happens? We go back to school. Moms, if you're a mom, your kids go back to school, routine changes. A lot of times we get back into a better routine, but a lot of times what I witness is I witness teachers, I witness moms, especially that have to send their kids to school. I witness life. And over the next 100 days with Morning Meltdown, what I've been trying to express to a lot of my customers and a lot of my challengers is that in 100 days, life will happen. Morning Meltdown goes through the first week. We're going to go through like that tip top of November, you guys. That sounds like a long time from now, but it'll be here before we know it. And then once we're at the tip top of November, the year is almost done. And honestly, at that point, the goals I set for 2019 kind of have to be accomplished by then, because we're at the crunch time of the year. And I don't want to be at Christmas Eve trying to hit elite when I want to be present with my family. I don't know about you. So it has to happen now. Like now is the time. But life will happen. And what I've been sharing with them is that I hope life happens I hope your life changes and evolves and there's highs and lows over the next 100 days. Because if not, like, you're not really living, right? So like, it should happen. There should be days when you struggle. Successful people, this is my biggest takeaway from Summit, you guys, is I got the honor. I saved I saved my wristband. You probably can't see it, but it's up there with my board, my little whiteboard and all my ribbons. But I saved my wristband. And sorry, my pencil got stuck on my laptop and it was like, eh. I never save wristbands. Funny story about me, I used to coach color guard and dance and whatnot, and every show you get a wristband. And I thought it was the most disgusting thing that people would leave them on their wrist. Oh my gosh, if you're still wearing your wristbands from Summit, please don't take offense right now. I like looking at your hands trying to see, and you could just like hide them too. But I would tell my teammates or tell my students that I was coaching, like, that's gross. Take that off, because you shower with it, you're sweating on it. Like, that wristband can get cut off. Like, the point, you don't wear a wristband forever for the rest of your life. There you go. Tony Horton, you saved it. I love it. The thing is, I saved this wristband though. And so knowing that backstory about me, I don't condone wristband wearing and saving, but I took it off and saved this one. Why? When they came out with the tracks, I knew that I was going to be in that tip top track. I didn't know what the other tracks would look like. I have only been in the same general track that everybody's always been in, because that's just what it was. We always went to the same breakout sessions. And so I didn't know what it would look like. I didn't know what to expect. And what I've always witnessed is this giant hall, and there's lots of people, and it's like the size of a football field. It's where we did our workouts, right? It's long. There's a lot of people in there. And that's what I've always witnessed. And so I kind of just envisioned that, whatever, but just I would get leadership 2 training. I'd hear maybe different stuff than maybe what would happen in the other trainings. And on that wristband, it says ballroom. And I didn't really notice that. I just like brushed over that, but it says ballroom. And when I walked in, it was a small room the size of a cheap wedding reception. Y'all have been to those before, right? And it was a small ballroom. And Melanie Mitro sat right behind me. I could name off a bunch of other really great names of great coaches that have walked before us, you guys, that were all around me. And I had tears in my eyes during all of it, because I didn't feel like I belonged. When I walked in there, I was like, you don't belong here, right? But like, funny enough, the whole point of Summit was you belong here, right? So there's the ironic part. But I didn't feel like I belonged because I'm not at my goal yet. I haven't done this yet. I haven't achieved that yet. Our team isn't doing this yet. I'm struggling with this part of my business. And each coach that got on that stage, I was so grateful for, because in my track, they didn't get on stage and talk about how successful they've been and what to do to hit that level of success. Instead, the coaches that had the honor of speaking on that stage, first of all, it must have been very hard, because at that level, you're speaking to like the top of the company. And so like I'm sure the inner mean girls are like just firing in everyone, because they're talking to their peers, right? But anyway, every woman that got on that stage, and there were some men too that got on that stage, but everybody talked about the hard. They talked about the struggle. One coach, I've shared with you guys before that 2 summits ago, I was like riding high. The summit that incidentally Kayla could not attend in NOLA. We got back, we were riding high. That was like the first time we had a larger amount of people attend Summit, and half of them quit because they went to another company like 3 weeks later. And it crushed me. But one of the coaches got on stage and talked about how 2 of her diamonds did the exact same thing after that summit and quit. One of those coaches got on stage and talked about how she missed elite, but her husband hit elite, and she was so angry because she watched her husband hit something that she couldn't do. And I shared with you guys the story of, if you were there, I shared that when she asked her coaches like about going for it, that it was a whole, they were like, well, what's in it for me, right? And that wasn't the vibe that she wanted. That wasn't her tribe. That wasn't her people. But I was so grateful because struggle after struggle after struggle was on stage. And now obviously we talk about this. There's a message in the mess, right? So none of them just got up there and shared like how hard this business is and then got off the stage. Of course, it came full circle and they rounded it out, but it offered me something that I was so grateful for. And this was my favorite summit of all because it offered me hope in a time that I wanted it and needed it most. Yeah. And it was good. It was good. And ultimately what got you to summit this year won't get you to summit next year. The goals that you have for yourself this year, doing what you did last year won't help you get those goals. If you're really great, like I hit Success Club, I know how to hit Success Club. Well, what got you to hit Success Club maybe 5 months ago, it might be different today. What got you, if you are somebody who maybe you've done this, you hit this business really hard and you took off flying, but now you're struggling, or maybe there's just been a lull in your business, you paused for a bit and now you're trying to make a comeback. What you did a year ago, 6 months ago to move your business isn't gonna work today. Not only are we evolving because of social media and everything, but we're evolving as people too. So who you are today needs to be present for today to get you to the next place. And then you have to bless and release and move on and become the next version of yourself. And we're continuing to evolve. And that's what I love. And so that's my battle cry for you guys. We went to Summit. So much amazing stuff happened. I love hearing about that breakout session that y'all had at the house, getting to mastermind. That's what our team page is, you guys. And that's what Tuesday calls are on the Business Builder page, is a chance for you to do the exact same thing and say, Brittany, shut up for a second. Let us talk. But the fire, if and when that fire goes out, and I'm using the next 100 days because it aligns great with our morning meltdown, and it also aligns really great with our Beachbody calendar year of trying to hit milestones. If and when that fire goes out, you show up like Allison's showing up. You still get on the call because you said you would. You still pull out your tracker and mark things off because you said you would. You still post on social media because you said you would. You still show up to your workout because you said you would. And we become people who do things, even if we don't feel like it, but because we said we would. We're people of our word. That's a team I want to create. I want to create a team of people who are good on their word, and that when someone's struggling, we just tell them, get here, just get around us, right? And so that's my thing for you guys. When that fire goes out, if that fire goes out, don't you dare go away. Don't you dare go away, because you're worth way too much. You have way too much potential in you, and everything is figure outable. Everything's solvable. So whatever problem you're facing, someone else has probably faced it before and can link arms with you and say, girl, I know what you're going through. I've been there, but it's going to get better. You just got to keep going. The only way out of the valley is to keep moving out of the valley, right? So that's kind of been my MO lately. So that's it for tonight, you guys. That's all I got. Does anybody have anything else they want to add in or share? I'm going to hit stop on the record.